Got him. Oh, he's not very big. There's a bite. Come on. Come on. All right, get up in here. Get up in here. That's a little wacky Senko Roosevelt Lake bass. Tons of these guys in this lake right now. A lot of people are catching these. Evidently we are too. Hey folks, welcome today. I'll tell you what, we're here in the fall and I've got my spoons hooked up. I've got things ready to go. I'm kind of looking around. We just made it here late morning. You know, one of the best things when I see a lot of activity going on around the brush and things like that, one of my favorite things to do is throw like a Senko or a wacky Senko, something like that. We've thrown blades in there. We've thrown, you know, buzz baits, things like that. You can catch fish on those as well. But I think people overlook a lot of times a Senko. And I'll tell you what, they think it's just a spring bait and it's not. It works really good in the fall. You can drag this thing. It's a lot of fun to throw. And I'm throwing that on a 1/0 owner wacky style hook, you know, with a, I think that's a 301, no, it's a 330, a 330 colored Senko, 5-inch Senko. And I've got the little O-ring on there, okay. Now here's the deal, I put a little tiny weight in there, just a little tiny one, so it'll fall right down and get to the, I'll just put a little nail weight in there. And what ends up happening is it'll fall right down where you want it to. You can feel it drag on the bottom. Throwing it weightless is great, I would say, when they're real shallow or, you know, in the springtime when they're sitting in the bushes or waiting for the fish or something to hit. But I put just a little tiny nail weight in the head there so it drops and it kind of sits on the bottom. And then when you pull up on your hook, you dance the tail a little bit. And I'll tell you, it works really good. This is a lot of fun to throw. I'm throwing it on a 10-pound test line with, of course, my Nanofill. And everybody always asks me to use Nanofill on everything. I only use it on my Senko rod, you know, and I like it because I can see it. It's got that neutral buoyancy, it sits on the water. And what ends up happening is that as the bait sinks, it doesn't keep the bait from sinking, but I can see the line really good. So anytime anything taps that line, I can catch it. And it's really a good line. So I'm using a 12-pound Nanofill line on that. But yeah, so we'll get out and catch some fish hopefully today, see if we can catch some bigger ones. I'm not sure we're gonna be doing this all day, but we just got here. It's what we started with. We're gonna try to catch a few fish, see where we go from there. I wanna catch some bigger fish today. We're gonna see what it takes to do it. Got him. He's not a big feller, but he's a nice little fish. Come on, son, he's got a follower. Got a follower. Ooh, the follower's bigger. Oh, he figures I catch the little one out of the two. Come on. Oh, not a bad wacky Senko bass right there. Oh my goodness. Come on. In those trees, in those trees. There we go, a little bit better fish right there. Those are the ones you like to try to catch. Oh, right there. You know, we moved into an area right here that's got a little flat on it. You can see it's flat right here, but it's got a lot of bushes coming out. And I'm hitting the outside of the bushes, the very outside ones. You know, you get into an area and you be somewhat quiet, don't hit your trolling motor a lot. When you can get into here and just fan cast some of these trees, a lot of times you can catch some nice fish. Got him, I got him. That was sight fishing. I gotta get him out of the tree. Get out of that tree. Come on, son. Oh. Little wacky Senko bass. Come on, son. Oh, that was awesome to see you. I saw that fish jump up in there. I mean, he come completely out of the water after a dragonfly or something. He's feeling his oats, man, let me tell you. Threw that bait right in there and he just crushed it. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I do to rig this particular bait up. Real simple. Now, I'll be honest with you. I pulled the weight out fishing when we found out the fish were in the shallows like this. You don't need the weight. You almost want it to sink down kind of slow by the bush. They come out of the bush and hit it. So we're fishing, you know, 5 feet of water. Anyways, this is called a wacky tool. You can find this at Bass Pro Shops. This little tool is awesome. It's got the little O-rings on it. You can replenish it with other O-rings. Take the 5-inch Senko. You stick the blunt end inside of the wacky tool right where the egg sac is. And I like to be right towards the back of the egg sac where it's almost more towards the middle of the bait. This just slides over these O-rings. You couldn't do this on you'd ruin your plastic trying to stretch that O-ring out to go over the plastic. And then it just pops right on just like that. And then we're done. These things are so valuable, I love them. Then all we do is we don't even hit the plastic with the hook. We actually stick the hook, I'll grab the hook real quick. We stick the hook right in the O-ring. So here's our hook, our owner wacky style hook, okay? And we just take, boy, that one's wore out too. But we just take, and I'll point the hook toward the tail, okay? And put the hook right through the O-ring, just like that. So you're not actually putting the hook through the plastic at all and tearing it, which is nice because normally you can catch fish after fish after fish, unless you just lose it like I just did. Sometimes they get it, but you know, a lot of the times you get it back. And that's your wacky rig setup right there. Got that one. He came right out of the shadow of that rock. That's not a bad fish. Come on, son. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's a good one. On that wacky Senko, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. Fish just like that. Come here, buddy. He ate it too. Oh, you ate it. You would. Oh, you ate it. Come here. Look at that fish, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, and man, you didn't give me a chance. I saw you taking that in too. Man, he just totally decided he's eating today. That little tool is an awesome deal. I'll just cut that and retie it. Look at that. I got to get off the bank. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bass right here at Roosevelt Lake. Let me let him go and get off the bank here. Oh my goodness. That tells me a little something though. These fish are in the shallows, but that was a little piece of bluff right there. That was crazy. See that little ledge right there had a little shade on it. He was hiding right by the ledge. It's important when you make these casts, you don't miss it by 2 feet. We hit it right on the ledge. I already knew that was a little bit steeper than this area here. It kind of ledges off in there, and that's where we caught him. The power of this wacky Senko when they're shallow, in the bushes, anywhere, is incredible. And I do it with clients when I take them out. They have a lot of fun doing this, and you'll catch a lot of fish on it for sure. It's a lot of fun, and we're having a blast with it today. I'll tell you what, that was a beast. I loved it. We'll retie, we'll get back at it, and we'll go down the bank. We're gonna fish some of these flats. You know, I'll be looking for ledges now. So any place you see any shade, ledges, stuff like that, that's where he was hanging out. I'll make sure I'm hitting little spots like that. Make every cast count when you're going down the bank, you know, and throw into some areas that you wouldn't normally throw into just to get down the bank. I was working my way to the flats out here because they've been in those bushes eating the dragonflies and stuff. So I've been catching them on the flats. But this just happened to be a nice little angled ledge. And what a great place for a fish, a big fish like that to hang out. That was fun. You came up to eat a little bug or something, didn't you? And I saw you. That's not a bad fish either. Oh, and on that flat. Yeah. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I have got to lay off the chips, man. I'm telling you. Look at that. Beautiful fish. You can go a long time on a body of water like this and not get bit. And it seems like, you know, throughout the day, the longer we fish, things like that, we start figuring out a little pattern of what these fish are doing. You know, a lot of guys are fishing steep walls and things like that, and they'll catch fish, but we're catching some pretty good sized fish up on the flats. And what I mean by the flats, this is stuff where I would normally come in and sight fish during the spring because they'll move up. The water temperature is not that cold, it's 70 degrees. So it's not so hot those fish don't have enough oxygen in the shallow water. So that's when they like to chase. They'll start schooling up the shad and start getting in these small pockets like this. And right now, what I'm noticing a lot of is these fish, when it gets a little bit warm out throughout the day, you'll see a lot of the dragonflies and bugs out on the water, and they're bailing out right by the bushes to grab them. And then we can just throw right in there. They're almost showing themselves. That fish showed himself. He came up and looked like he got a little bug. I thought, well, that might be a little 6-inch fish. Threw right out there. You just never know what you're throwing for. You know, I mean, it's crazy, but you know, don't ever say, oh, it was a small one, because you never know. They could come up and just kind of suck in the bug or whatever, and you're just thinking it just looked like a little fish swirling, and they're a little bit bigger than that, you know? But a lot of fun to do. So one thing to remember too about doing this kind of fishing is when we have cloud cover like this, a lot of times when the fish were real tight to the bush, when you get cloud cover, a lot of times they'll move out and roam. They feel a little safer. They do a little roaming. They can't hide in the shade pockets anymore, so they're out doing a little bit more roaming. So you get a little bit more forgiveness as far as hitting right on the bush a lot of times when you have a little shade like this from the cloud cover. But as soon as that sun pops out, guaranteed they're gonna go right back in the middle of the tree, or so you wanna get close to casting right there by the tree. And that'll help you a lot when you're doing this kind of fishing. Oh! He's running out from that bush. You were running out from that bush, huh? Oh, come on. There we go. I happened to look down and look at my line taking off. I'm like, hey, there it goes. Be a line watcher when you're doing this kind of thing. For sure. Hey folks, for my tip of the week, one thing that is really important when you're doing this kind of fishing, there's a reason I like the nanofill, the white nanofill. It's 12 pound, so I can see it and see it get hit. But you know, if you throw out there and you keep your line tight, the bait's gonna come right back to you. The trick to this, and this is the biggest tip I can give you on throwing this out there, is when you first throw it out there, give it some line, let the slack, look at all the slack I got laying on top of the water. If that fish bites, you're gonna see it get bit. It's like a bobber. You'll see it get twitched, or you'll see the line just start taking out faster than it should when it's falling. You'll get used to it, and then pick up and drag on it. But that's the biggest tip I can give you, is to make sure that when you first throw the bait out there, let the line, be a line watcher, let that line lay on top of the water. There's a reason why I'm using white, there's a reason for all that. It's so I can see what's going on with my bait. Not a big one. Not a big one. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Oh my goodness. Just a little guy. You're gonna catch a lot of those when you're doing this kind of fishing, for sure. Hey folks, I'm with Dave Davis right here with DD26, and this is the one thing that I see on quite a few boats now, but you can pick it up right here at DD26. You guys have made these engine covers. Explain to us, well, I think a lot of us know why we use an engine cover, but explain to the folks at home why you'd want to get an engine cover for your nice engine.
And that's a great question, because believe it or not, we get that question a lot. Why do you want this? Well, when you're going down the road, first of all, towing your boat, you're getting rocks flying up that could chip your cowling. You're getting all kinds of bug splatter, everything else. But when you're on a lake where you're fishing brush, going through the sticks, you can leave some pretty nice gouges here in your motor cover. The great thing about our motor covers, they're all vented, which means you can run on them. And as you can see, they're snug. They're not going to be flapping back and forth, rubbing raw spots into your cowling.
Yeah, your motor will look brand new once you pull this out from underneath it. And it's nice not having to wipe those water spots off all the time when you come out of the lake.
Yep.
But there's another great product from DD26. You guys have really done it up. Go to DD26, what is it, DD26?
www.dd26fishing.com.
There you go. Pick up some products from DD26. This one may not make the grade. Anybody for little sardines? There he is. Got that one. Oh yeah. Come on, son. Come on. Get up in here. Get up in here. Oh, you tried swallowing it almost, didn't you? Look at that. See where that hook's located? Look at that. Can you see that? He almost, I got him skin hooked. Look at that. Right up in the upper top of the mouth. Oh my goodness. What a blast you can have with a wacky Senko, folks. It's never ending as to what you can do with this particular bait, and it's a lot of fun to throw, and you'll catch a lot of fish on it. If you got kids, it's a lot of fun to throw, especially when you have a lot of people in the boat. You don't have to worry about treble hooks throwing all over the place. But I'll tell you what, grab yourself some of those 5-inch Senkos. You got to get the owner wacky style hooks. They've got them at Bass Pro Shops. You can find them. And then get yourself some 10-pound line. Get that Nanofill, 12-pound in the white. That'll help you a ton. You can see the bites. And of course, you got to tip that off with the Taipan Elite Series rod, the 7-foot medium's what I'm throwing. And I'll tell you, we've had a great time. Great time. And it's a great time to get out and start fishing because it's nice and cool out. You don't have to worry about sweating so much. And the fall fishing, it's off the charts a lot of times. A lot of fun. Thanks for joining us on the show. We'll see you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.